Hey guys, a little something new for the channel coming right now. Check it out, 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 check it out. Hey guys, this is the officially unofficial geek channel. My name is Carrie Quinn. I am coming to you here doing another one of my little Patreon preview channel videos. And you know what? You know what I came to? You know what? I thought about this. What can I do that is a little bit different than anything I normally do on the channel? And when I realized, I don't think I've reviewed music yet. So, courtesy of the fact that I have a Spotify paid account, I am going to start doing music reviews. But here's the deal. This is going to happen. This is right now a Patreon preview, which means I'm going to be doing a little bit of an extended review on a particular song or album. More like right now, it's going to be an album. It's going to be a new release album. It just came out last Friday. But before I get into that, let me give you a little bit of information about what I'm doing here. This is going to be labeled as a Patreon preview. Now, here's the thing. I'm thinking about adding music reviews as a regular thing to the channel. But here's the caveat. Here's where it becomes something special to put on the Patreon. When I'm going to be doing these reviews and they're put on the channel, they're going to be shortened reviews. Just small little bits of the nitty gritty, what I thought of it, maybe some highlights, some points of highlights, lowlights, all that points of the album. Okay. Um, the Patreon will get into more information, more specifics that all apply to my review as a whole, and giving you information about the act as well. Um, so, because sometimes how when I've done stuff previously on the channel where I'll give a little bit of a history behind what I'm talking about, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm looking at this, trying this out. Let me know in the comments what you think of this idea. Um, Doing abbreviated, more to the point reviews in my YouTube channel, and then doing more extended reviews in my Patreon. Um, and let me know what you think of that in the comments. But before we get into the album that I listened to and I'm going to be reviewing, let's go ahead and do a real quick housekeeping type thing. What I need for you guys to do is like and comment below in this video. It'll get you entered into my little, you know, my little giveaway for, I'm trying to get up to 250 subscribers, y'all. Can you take care of that down there? To enter into the contest, the giveaway, you need to do, well, you can do a number of things. Okay. First route to get yourself entered for an entry into the giveaway is a like and a comment if you are already subscribed. Now, if you are not already subscribed, then guys, not subscribing kind of defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do here. All right, because I'm not going to give this stuff away until we reach 250 subscribers. Now, the other way that you can do it is by sharing my content on your social medias and tagging me specifically. For instance, if you're following me on Instagram, which you should be, you can tag at officially unofficial geek on Instagram to share that content. Okay, that will get you as well another entry for sharing the content. And then, you know what? Every once in a while, I might come up with an extra special item that you can be like, hey, answer a question or be the first to comment and you get extra entries or something like that. I don't think I'm going to have anything special like that on this one. Um, but maybe I'll come up with something before the end of the video, and you can enter and get extra entries that way. You can enter more than once as long as you're commenting and liking a video and you're subscribed. You can comment and like every video between now and then. Between now and I cut off the giveaway. You can share please share every video that you see me make. And that's another way to do it too. So what am I giving away? I'm giving the first appearance of Amanda Waller away, and I am giving the foil, the Amazing Spider-Man issue 252 Facsimile foil that just recently came out. I'm giving that away as well as whatever like little goodies that I can throw in there as well. If you want to get more information, check out the beginning of my spoiler-tastic weekly comic review from last week. I show off the books. I give a little bit more information about them and where I got them from. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the review. Well, so, but before, like, you know what? Let me give you a little bit of background information involving me and music, because I know y'all, you've stuck around, you've been here for my comic book reviews, movie reviews, TV reviews here and there, book reviews, reviews. There was one time I reviewed a soda. Okay, I reviewed beverages. I've done that. So I don't think I've ever done a music review on this channel. I really don't. Even when I started out as a podcast for a few episodes, there was no music reviews over there that I can remember. So here we are. It's been brought to my attention recently from a number of sources that I can be pretty short-sighted in my views about music. I know a lot about it. I listen to a lot of it, but I definitely have things that I gravitate to more, stuff that I feel more comfortable listening to over and over again. And I've gotten kind of like a little stingy in my music tastes lately, and I never used to be that way. So that's one thing. Two, I realize I'm looking at some of these people that have earned or won Grammys this last Sunday. I don't know who they are at all. Obviously, you know the big ones. You know Miley Cyrus. You know Taylor Swift. You know Jay-Z. You know all these people, right? But there are some people I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe if I made it a point to listen to new music more often, I would know more about that. Now, do I think I have any right talking about music? Yeah, I'm a professional appreciator. Um, I do have experience in music. Um, what's my experience in music? Okay, not a lot, not a lot. Did I minor in music in my freshman year in college? Yes, I did. Does that in any way make me an expert? No, it does not. Did I spend many years playing an instrument in various school and other types of functions? Yes, I played trumpet for many years. Yeah, I played trumpet for many years. Okay. Did I have experienced singing in various settings. Yes. Yes, I did. When I minored in music for 1 year in my freshman year in college, was I minoring in vocal music? Yes. Does that in any way make me an expert? No, it doesn't. But I really don't care. And I don't think anybody really cares. So, um, let's get into this. So, I did a little research. I went looking around and I was like, what's come out lately? So, I saw a list of new releases that most of them came out last Friday, um, February 2nd. So by the time this review goes up, it'll be a little over a week um, since the release of this album. But I had the opportunity per actually I hashtag not sponsored, used my Spotify account so that I could listen to the entire album. Yeah, and I did. And the album I listened to is by a band, a British pop band called The Last Dinner Party. And that album is called Prelude to Ecstasy. Now, let's take a moment and kind of talk about the band a little bit. So, this is a British indie rock pop band. Some people would call them Baroque rock, which is Baroque rock is basically rock music or pop music that has clear classical influences. Okay, so if you're listening to something and you're seeing harpsichord music or you're hearing things that kind of sound like synthotic runs, okay, that would be indicative of Baroque rock or Baroque pop. Um, and basically, it's kind of like um, uh, kind of using the fact that Baroque music is actually a time period of classical music. Um, so it's it's actually a time period of classical music. Let me see if I can get like an actual like time period of Baroque music. Um, Baroque music. Okay. Baroque music refers to a period or dominant style of Western classical music composed from about 1600 to 1750. The Baroque style followed the Renaissance period and was followed in turn by the classical period after a short transition. The Baroque period is divided up into three major phases: early, middle, and late. Um, this is all from the Wikipedia for Baroque music. Some notable composers from that time period would be Antonia Vivaldi, um, Handel. Handel, a lot of people know who Handel is, and Johann Sebastian Bach. Um, those are just three out of many, and it's very how do I put this? Did they say anything about this here, or am I just gonna? The thing is the music and the harmony is mostly, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but it's mostly there's a lot of using string instruments for the harmonizing, the melodies, that kind of thing. So that's just a little bit of an idea of what Baroque is in general. But Baroque rock, Baroque pop or Baroque rock is basically taking those main um, distinctive elements of Baroque classical music and incorporating them into the music that you're playing now. Now, the Last Dinner Party, like I said, is a British rock band. They formed in London, specifically during the early part of the pandemic, around 2021. Um, they actually, the members of the band are Abigail Morris, who does the vocals, main vocals, Lizzie Mayland, who does vocals and plays guitar, Emily Roberts, lead guitar, mandolin, and flute, Georgia Davies, bass, Aurora Navishi, keyboards and vocals. They do not have a regular percussionist, but the percussionist that has been joining them during their live performances is Rebecca Rayner. Um, these girls, these women, signed with Island Records right before releasing their debut single, Nothing Matters, in April of 2023. Um, that soared to the top 25 of the UK charts, main popular charts, and they have won a couple awards because of it. Um, this album, Prelude to Ecstasy, was released on February 2nd, 2024. These women met as, a few of them met as freshmen, basically the equivalent, around the equivalent of being freshmen in college here in the United States. This was back in 2020. They started the band in 2021. Now, the whole pandemic kind of affected how they were able to get together and work together and perform. When everything started dying down involving the restrictions involving the pandemic, they were able to go ahead and start performing, and they got noticed and they got representation. And this representation really kind of, put the balls to the wall in regards to how quickly they were able to get the Last Dinner Party in front of people's faces, in their ears, and what have you. Things happened a bit quickly for the Last Dinner Party, which led to one of their first controversies. That controversy was a lot of people stating that because of this quick rise to new fame, that the Last Dinner Party was a industry plant. Now, what do I mean by industry plant? Industry plant basically means that this is an act, whether solo or as a group, that is put together specifically by members of the musical industry, moguls in the musical industry, putting together specifically a group of people to be pop sensation. A lot of K-pop groups are accused of being like this, and some of them have been proven to be like this. Some people assume that acts like the Spice Girls are industry plants, and I believe they are. I believe you would technically consider the Spice Girls an industry plant, even though that doesn't change the fact that a lot of people got a lot of, happiness and thrill from the Spice Girls. That doesn't change anything. But people, I believe, like Avril Lavigne, I think, is a industry plant. Um, Really, it doesn't mean anything except for the fact that you are put together by the industry to go and make money for them. That's it. Okay. Um, Typically, you have kind of a Nepo babies type situation with those kind of plants where somebody has power and their kid wants to be a musician, so they make it happen. A lot of like situations like that occur in these industry plants where the people don't actually know each other ahead of time. One of the most famous industry plants, I would say, of the last 100 years of musical history would probably be the Monkees. The monkeys, of course, had their they were developed and put together to be the stars of a TV sitcom. Anyways, so um, obviously the ladies of the last dinner party vehemently deny these claims, and I gotta tell you, I'll get into it in a minute. I believe them. Um, I really do. I really believe them. And I'll get into it in a moment. Why? Um, though I will say that there's a lot of people that speculate have been speculating recently about a few different groups, especially groups from the UK, being industry plants, and a lot of people are indicating that they think it might be a bit sexist, because a lot of the groups that end up lately being pinned with these things, with this label, happen to be women that write their own music, which apparently is the last dinner party, and is apparently Prelude to Ecstasy, which was, like I said, released just about a week ago, and it was, whew, it was let's see, it was produced by James Ford. James Ford has done a number of work with different parties in the past. I'm trying to find some information on what he has done before. I'm looking. I'm not seeing anything jumping out at me. Let's see here. Yeah, somebody tweeted that they thought that the band was nothing special and was clearly made by a label. And they're like, we know you're not supposed to really just like talk about this stuff when it happens, but this is totally not, this is bogus. Let's see here. Yeah, they had made a statement that somebody had made a statement in their in their replies and tweets that this is like what happened to another band. Um, one of the members of the bands that replied to this was like, they were talking about how, people were accusing certain other group of being nepo babies, and they were like, honestly, I wish I was a nepo baby. It would have made life in general a lot easier. They're like, we all met as, freshers, and at the um and then they later joked that their boyfriends wrote all the parts and they were just there to look pretty. Um, where is this? I thought I had seen. Their management company is Q Prime. They've That company has also worked with bands like Metallica and Muse. So they they really just they got real lucky real quick, it seems. And oh, okay. So James Ford has worked with Foals and Arctic Monkeys. So yeah, there that is. Okay, I think I've talked enough about these ladies in general. Let's talk about the album itself. All right. The first single that was released was Nothing Matters, which you can tell definitely why it was the first single. One of the things I've noticed about pop music, especially women singing pop music, is the idea that nowadays, um, women are, and I totally am on board with this. Okay, women are not afraid to have the freedom to express themselves in a way without censoring themselves. And you definitely get this idea that these are women that are not into the idea of censoring themselves, which I can appreciate. Um, you definitely see the influences of Baroque style in their album, especially in some of the guitar guitar licks, guitar riffs. Okay, where there you have just like da 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 da, like that, and it's all done with stringed instruments. Okay, and it's done in a way that it gives it enough room to breathe so that it is very specifically obvious that there's definitely a style that they are looking for you to know that they're doing here. Um, so Nothing Matters was the song that they ended up performing on the Jules Holland show in the UK recently, and the song talks about um, how they you know uh, that they could fuck you, right? So they could fuck you like nothing matters. What is kind of like one of the lines that gets repeated over and over again. Um, they are definitely not afraid to just speak their minds and say whatever, despite the fact that because of their live performances of that song, they've encountered a lot of pearl clutching and purse clutching. And their responses to those kind of circumstances have been pretty awesome, where they're just like, you know what, we're gonna, they're basically considering it a good thing that certain people are clutching their pearls over their music, which I gotta tell you, I really love it when these people in these bands, especially these young women um, that are coming out now, are just like, you know what, I am here to express myself, and if that means I say some naughty things or a naughty word, then oh well, don't be so sensitive. Okay? So I really did appreciate it. The other standout song is another single called Sinner. Um, this has got some really good catchy this has a really good catchy chorus, a little bit more upbeat, like Nothing Matters. Those are two of the better upbeat songs from the album. Now, this this album has gotten some good reviews, guys. Like, it has gotten some good reviews, and there's a possibility it's just not my cup of tea. Just I'm gonna say it right now. Is there a respect that I have for approach and artistry? Yes, very much so. And I can definitely say that th- I could definitely tell where this will definitely have an audience amongst especially young women, people that like artists like Olivia Rodrigo, people that like artists like Taylor Swift, could possibly latch on to something like The Last Dinner Party and dig it. Um, One of the some of the noticeable comparisons that were made in some of my research were Kate Bush, Susie and the Banshees, um, David Bowie. Okay. And I would say that those are probably all very true. They are all very fitting, either influences or comparisons. The There are a couple tracks in the album that are more just vocal acrobats with classical music, which are very lovely, but I think take up too much room on an album where I would have loved to have more tracks like Sinner and Nothing Matters, honestly. There was a little bit of a dramatic feel to the album that to a point would be satisfying, but in the act of listening to the whole album at once, beginning to end, were not as satisfying for me personally. But I could definitely understand where if someone is looking for a new type of rebellion, this is it. Which brings me to the major criticism of them sounding like an industry plant. Um, and I gotta tell you, I think it's bullshit. Um, Not just because I'm a staunch feminist, and we're finding that most of the time when people are making these statements that it's against all female groups or mostly female groups or female singers, um, that have no other merit besides the fact that they have been successful. Um, they have had a lot. The Last Dinner Party has had a lot of very quick success. Um, to which they state we just happen basically I mean too long didn't read. They happen to be in the right place at the right time, y'all. The right people saw them at the right show. And sometimes when you have representation signing you that also represents other big huge acts, sometimes the doors end up opening for you a little bit quicker than they do for other people. And that's the luck of the draw. That's the luck of the moment. And it happens. But I gotta tell you, listening to this entire album, these ladies are not industry plants. I would be very, very surprised if they ever ended up being industry plants. Because I gotta tell you that the typically when something is an industry plant, there is an element of what's the term I want to use? It's on the tip of my tongue. There's a lot more of the sellability element that will exist throughout their album. So basically, what I'm saying is you would have an album full of singles because you would specifically be paying someone to write an album full of singles. Not every track on this is a single. Some of them are just art that somebody created, a group of people created. There is no high marketability in these songs. There is high marketability, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. There's a high market for songs like Sinner and Nothing Matters, which is two of the 5 singles that have either been produced to be singles or have been performed on various television programming. The top 2 being Nothing Matters and Sinner. With the exception of those 2 songs, you have more of a artistic feel to this album. If you're looking for something that you can sing along to every song and every song is a catchy earworm. This is not the album for you. If you're looking for something that takes chances, you may enjoy you may enjoy Prelude to Ecstasy. For me, there was just a little too much of the dramatics. I like some dramatics. I do. Believe me. I like some dramatics. Um, but I think the pairing of the dramatics with the Baroque rock style was just not working for me. However, there are some really great lyrics and lyricism in this content. I recommend checking it out at least. Do I think that I'm going to be rushing to listen to Prelude to Ecstasy again? Probably not. Not in its entirety. Could I see myself maybe adding Sinner or Nothing Matters to a playlist of other songs? Maybe. But two songs do not make an album. And that's why if I have to assess a star review to this album, I'm going to give it a solid 2.5 to 3 stars. I really enjoyed the effort. I enjoyed the ballsy nature of the product, but it just was missing something for me. Anyways, guys, that is my first musical review. I really enjoyed doing this, and I think I really am onto something. I'm really going to enjoy doing this further. But anyways, I'm not going to keep you guys much longer. Go ahead and check out any information about the giveaway down in the description below. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all those things, in particular because they get me noticed. And also because they get you entered into the contest to win the giveaway. So every time, like I said, do it. Just do it. Share, especially share my content, because that's the point, right? The point is to get more people to see my content and subscribe. So do it. Do it for your old friend, the officially unofficial geek. And I guess there's nothing left to do but to say, keep your eyes and ears open. If you see something, say something. And remember, the complacent never make a difference. So go out there in 2024 and make a difference. And until next time, I'll be seeing ya. Bye.